The gentleman from Louisiana is recognized for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to applaud my colleague, Chairman Roscom, for bringing this legislation to the floor. It's an important piece of legislation, Preventing the IRS Abuse and Protecting Free Speech Act. Back in 2012, when I was Oversight Subcommittee Chairman on Ways and Means, I started this investigation of the IRS's unconstitutional targeting of conservative groups for their political beliefs. We passed some legislation back then to improve transparency and accountability at the IRS, but I can tell you much more needs to be done, and this is part of that effort to continue to hold this agency accountable. Taxpayers deserve to know whether the IRS is violating their privacy. Chairman Roscom's bill furthers that effort by preventing the IRS from targeting nonprofits by prohibiting the agency from collecting the identity of donors who contribute to these organizations. We know that the IRS can pose an audit at any time, but there's no need for the IRS to just collect all this information when they can't even do some of the things that they're supposed to be doing with the resources they have. This bill is a step toward restoring individual privacy that the IRS has been exploiting and abusing, and I think the American people have had enough. Passing this bill will dramatically reduce the information that the IRS has the legal ability to demand, lessening that potential for abuse. Specifically, the bill would limit the Secretary of Treasury from requiring the name, address, or other identifying information of any contributor, regardless of the nature or size of the contribution, with two exceptions. And we know the IRS still operates under the shadow of a scandal in which it admitted to targeting organizations based on their political beliefs. We have to get to the bottom of this. This agency has to be reined in. We need to strengthen the laws that protect American citizens' privacy. This investigation is still ongoing, and I can tell you the IRS still refuses to admit that some of its employees engaged in intentional wrongdoing. To successfully carry out its mission, the IRS must be viewed by the American people as an unbiased arbiter of the law. It cannot do that without coming clean. H.R. 5053 is a necessary step to require more accountability and transparency at the IRS, and I urge my colleagues to support us in passing this critical bill. And I yield back.